wonderful good with us. What do you love about Huntsville? What makes this a great place to be?
Everyone here is very genuine and very kind and friendly. You never hesitate to speak up and say hello or good morning or just acknowledge the person walking by.
The thing that I love most about Huntsville, I love the peace that Huntsville brings. I love the peace that it gives me.
I feel accepted and part of the town and like I belong here.
Huntsville is where my lovely wife lived when I met her, so I moved here. So I'm pretty thankful for her.
For you in Huntsville, Texas. Welcome in, friends. Here we are on a Wednesday. Rob Hipp here alongside our great friends from Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools. Denise joining us. Denise Holley.
Yes.
Lacy Kreger
That's
joining
me.
us. Did I get it down?
You did.
Awesome. Where's Kay and Rick at? They decided they weren't going to be here this morning. No, they're traveling. They've got a child care conference there. They were on their way, I believe, to Colorado. They took a little detour in Oklahoma, and they're at a child
Stopped and
care
saw
conference.
her parents and his family, and then they're on up to Denver this morning.
It's going to be great. So, Kay and Rick, we are here this morning. We are live. I'm just trying to adjust my microphone. We had a few knobs get knocked around this morning. I was at the Chamber New Business Showcase yesterday, and so we had all of our equipment over there and baby at home, and so I didn't get back up here last night to get the equipment set up. So I got over here a little bit earlier, but still not early enough, obviously. And y'all were just about ready to head on out. You said, Rob, we're not going to deal with this. Just kidding. Well, we got a great show lined up today. Tomorrow's Promise will be with us all morning, of course, on Wednesdays. They are one of our Foundation 5 sponsors, and we appreciate their generous support. We'll get to know Denise and Lacy a little bit more as this show goes on today. And as we always get started, we want to make sure that you're waking up and just in good spirits today. I know that the circumstances right now, and for some of you may not be ideal, but I always want to encourage you and lift you up on this show and let you know those circumstances don't define you. And all you got to do is just have the attitude of gratitude. And I know it's easier said than done because so many of us deal with a lot of things. And I've been in that boat and, kind of in and out of that boat sometimes as well. But you know what? Just have a positive attitude. And that's what this show's about, lifting up our community and lifting up everyone out there. Also, we are broadcasting downtown here. It is a beautiful day outside. Are you seeing some folks walk by early? We were joking around earlier. We say things a lot of country on the show, Lacy. So there's a lot of people walking by early in the morning here on this show. And we are downtown, of course, as we are always here. Studio is made possible by our friends at Elliott's Jewelers, online at elliotsjewelers.com. Lacy, I want you to show something real quick before we get to know both of you. Lacy, what is this over here in front of you?
This is a beautiful bouquet done by Leah.
Yeah, check that out.
Isn't it pretty?
Yeah, Leah Lineback from Sweet Caroline's Floral Shop.
I don't know what this is, but I love it.
Yeah, what is that thing?
have no
check
idea.
You want to see some magic here? Because this is what's so cool about technology. We don't
Show me the magic.
For those that are listening, right now we're showing some beautiful flowers by Leah Linebeck over at Sweet Caroline's Floral Shop. We're giving these away tomorrow, by the way, and I'll have our keyword in a moment, text to win. This is where the ADD of this show kicks in, and we never know where we're going to go with it. I never imagined that we would be taking pictures of flowers trying to figure out what these are. Google Lens is so smart, so we can literally pop this photo on here, hit picture, and watch this. There we go. This is called I can't even pronounce that. Can you pronounce that, Denise? You want to give it a try?
Nope.
Lacey, you want to give it a try?
Protea nerifolia?
Boy, I got
Close enough.
I got some of that Protea nerifolia this morning. Sounds like something you may eat for breakfast. Or it sounds like something you better go to the hospital for. But
Yeah, don't get too excited. It's beautiful, but it doesn't smell as beautiful as it looks.
Leah,
I think it will be beautiful when it opens. It is still closed.
it might be. Leah, let us know. Let us know what
The proper
those
pronunciation.
the proper pronunciation for
Hopefully
this.
there's a common name for it that's not that, because that sounds like it needs penicillin.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. You better you go to the clinic after that one. Get
It's like a cattail mixed with a pineapple.
I love that description. I'm so glad y'all are here with me this morning. We're already having fun. Protea nerifolia, if we're probably butchering that terribly, it's also known as the narrow leaf sugar bush. Man, this thing is like oleander leaf sugar bush, blue sugar bush, or the oleander leaf protea. This is terrible. Is a flowering plant in the genus Protea, which is endemic to South Africa. My goodness, man, it sounds like I got to be a botanist or whatever it's called to go through all this.
I think so.
So,
Think you did good.
regardless, ladies, beautiful flowers.
Absolutely beautiful.
And a big thank you to Leah Linebeck. Go by and see her. You know, there's so many small businesses here in our community that we want to lift up and support, and Leah is one of those, and we appreciate her very, very much. Well, yesterday we had a great friend on, Clay from 0 Degree, brought us some freeze-dried candy, some Skittles. We're going to be giving away another tub of these Skittles today. And then I was telling Lacey as she walked in, you know, first-time guest, you got to take a little shot of this to get started in the morning. Just kidding. But that's probably going to sit up here for a while. This is a Patron, and we will not be partaking of the Patron anytime soon.
No.
We joke around on this show saying, you know, if you'll bring us something to drink, and then Clay literally brought us something to drink.
He called
So-
your bluff.
Yes, he did.
I did notice something. We were talking the other day about Tito's and how the label, if they're turned sideways, they destroy the bottles because it costs more to rip the labels off and redo the bottle. So they just destroy the bottles. They get rid of them.
Okay.
Well, this Patron bottle, obviously they don't have that same quality control because that label is crooked.
It is absolutely crooked.
So in order for it to be straight, I'm going to have to tilt the bottle like that a little bit.
Well, after you take the shot, it'll look straight.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. It'll be spinning around.
On your way to your nap.
On the way. Again, friends, welcome in. Having some fun here this morning. Let us know what you're thankful for today, and we'll continue to get to those comments as things go on. A lot of folks already chiming in with us here. It is your show. We always want you to feel like you're part of something special here on Good Morning Huntsville. And again, a lot of comments coming on. My great friend Sally Hosey chiming in saying, "Good morning, Huntsville. I am thankful for the friendly people here in Huntsville, Texas." And I think we can all agree with that.
Absolutely.
My sister up in Belton, Texas, she is joining in saying, "Good morning, Huntsville." So love you, sis. Good to see you. Russell Humphrey chiming in. He had a great grill and gather back on Monday night. A lot of hot dogs, great food was out there just around the corner at the Vintage. I love what he says. He always says, "Let's go, Huntsville." So,
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
I kind of like, I used to get annoyed with that phrase because I thought it was like so cliche that everybody said it. But then when I was in Fargo, a friend of mine, Cole Jurek, was a former college player, great standout college football player up there. And he was our sideline reporter. And I just loved the way that he said it that I finally got over the fact that I didn't like the phrase, "let's go."
You like the enthusiasm.
Yeah, he was like, "Let's go." And he was always really excited about it. And so it's changed my whole trajectory on things. Kevin Dixon joining us over at Anthem Technologies, also Century Security. He will be out at our Rays of Hope fundraiser. We'll talk more about that this morning. Kevin, appreciate you, my friend. And Lori Logan was chiming in saying, "Those flowers are beautiful." Yes, they are. We appreciate it. What is George? Santa George is already chiming. He was texting me saying, "Hey, is there a show this morning?" He said, "Those flowers are purtiful."
Purtiful. They sure are.
Purtiful flowers. They're just so pretty. Jay Elms, good morning to you, my friend. Thanks for being a part of the show this morning. As always, we appreciate you. And again, more comments coming in. Brittany Wright, we appreciate her with the Color Bar. She gave us some gifts to give away there at the Color Bar Tanning Salon, and so we gave those away. Thank you, Brittany, for chiming in. Man, we got a lot of folks chiming in this morning. Tammy saying, good morning. I am thankful for living in this small town. Couldn't agree more. Jennifer also joining as well. And thank you, Jennifer. By the way, Jennifer is one of our early donators for the Rays of Hope. As we appreciate you, Jennifer. She donated some funds to bless different nonprofits in the community. What's really cool is you can go on, and we'll post the link here in a little bit. You can go on and you can select which nonprofits that you want to support as well. So,
Nice.
so it's really cool. Jennifer took advantage of that yesterday. We appreciate you, Jennifer. And then Laura Sanchez, I felt so bad yesterday. And Laura, you're going to have to tell me his name again. But yesterday was her son's 8th birthday. So happy birthday to your son,
Happy
Laura.
birthday.
Well, let's dig into it, ladies. Y'all are here. Y'all got up bright and early, and
Definitely early.
Definitely early. Denise, I wanted to start with you this morning. Denise is over at Tomorrow's Promise, been there for 2 years now.
Yes,
Let
sir.
us know just a little bit about you and how you got to Huntsville and everything but your social security number.
Okay. It is an interesting story how I got to Huntsville. I actually reconnected with the love of my life. We were married years ago. Circumstances that led to divorce, and we found out some factors that were extremely interesting, and started talking again, and discovered we were still in love, and we're back here. So that's how I ended up back in Huntsville.
I love
Awesome.
that. I love that
Yeah,
story.
absolutely is. It's a Lifetime movie all over. Just,
Yeah.
but it's been great. It's been great. So we've been here for 2 years, and funny enough, he rents a home from Kay. So it literally was. I was looking on Indeed for a job. I texted him. I was like, "Hey, this is kind of funny. She's looking for an office person. I bet I could get this job. Ha ha ha!" And he immediately texted her, and she's like, "Hey, I'm interested." So it's fate.
Yeah,
It
that's
just
great.
happened, yeah.
Obviously, not going to go into the details, but divorce is such a, so many folks are affected by divorce, and we all know someone, or in your case, had been divorced, and it is a very sensitive thing. There's reasons that happens, but I love this, and it's so great that you brought this up, because I was reading a few days ago, early in the morning. I do some reading before I really get going in the morning, and I was reading that there was a stat that was like, I think 8% of folks that get divorced find a way to get back together, and so you're one of the lucky, blessed 8% that are out there. So
Absolutely.
that is an
Very
incredible
blessed.
story. And maybe that's the story this morning. We always try to find a silver lining. We really do on the show, Denise. And we talk a lot about relationships and just, at the end of the day, if it was your final breath, would the things that added up to that final breath, would it really be worth it? And what I'm getting at is,
Absolutely.
we talked about this the other day. We said there's sometimes there's minuscule, and there's sometimes very serious things. We don't want to neglect and just, dismiss that things serious happen. But at the end of the day, did you do everything that you could have? Did you really fight? Did you really try to embrace each other? And I'm not even talking about in marriage. I'm talking about in family, friendships, all of that. And so maybe that's the message today. Maybe somebody today, there's still a little bit of that fire, still a little bit of that kindling in the fire. And maybe you haven't talked to that person in a long time. Pick up the phone and call them. It's like Justin always says on this show, you don't know if you don't try. So
Absolutely.
pick up the phone and try.
Facebook. He had never been on Facebook before, and he messaged me, and I was like, well, this isn't real. And I said, okay, well, I'll just go ahead and answer back, and because we had lost contact.
Yeah.
Even though we had a child together, it was bad, so we lost contact, and so now we're back with my original husband and baby daddy.
Yeah, and you're back here in Huntsville too, and that's
back
so
here in
great.
Huntsville.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
What has the journey been like for you in these last 2 years at Tomorrow's Promise? Let us know a little bit more just about your role and what the journey's been like for you, Denise.
Okay, well, the role I play in Tomorrow's Promise is I'm their chief financial officer. So I deal with all of the billing and, all the finances, writing checks, all the fun stuff that's not fun, collecting past due debts and issues that aren't always fun. I'm not always the most liked person. But I walked into a family, and that's the best way to describe Tomorrow's Promise, is it really is a family.
That's great.
They've had people that have been there 10, 12, 20, 25 years. And we've just been open for 26 years in
Doesn't
September.
even seem, just time goes so fast.
Yeah, and so it really is walking into a family.
Well, that's great.
It's a family environment.
Well, it's wonderful. Well, Denise, we're so thankful to have you on this morning. And,
Thank you.
And appreciate you sharing some of your story. You know, I know sometimes I don't ask folks to open up, but that was incredible. And again, I believe a message that somebody needed to hear this morning. We'll switch it over now. Miss Lacy, welcome in.
Hello.
From Crockett, Texas.
Yes, I am.
You're a new kid on the block.
Yeah, I've only been on the block, in Huntsville for about a year. I don't really know anybody. I don't really do much. We like to go to the alligator park. I have a 5-year-old, and we love to watch the alligators go towards the people on the fishing pier and try to steal their fish. And then other than that, we don't really do anything.
You're talking about the state park, right? Yeah, don't
She's
take.
calling it Alligator Park. That's
like that.
awesome.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah.
I love this new perspective. Alligator Park.
Alligator
Yes,
Park.
that's what he calls it.
Don't take your golden retriever to Alligator Park because there's a boat ramp there, and I was a newbie coming in here, and you hear of alligators and those things in East Texas. Well, I just thought that's a bunch of hogwash. Well, it truly is not.
It is
And
not.
My dog Mac was right there in the boat ramp, and Bridget was saying, "Do not let him in." And right next to it there was a sign, and I didn't even see it. Caution, alligators may be in the water or whatever. And so luckily they did not get him, but he was in the water. I have a picture of him laying in the boat, down in that boat dock, and his head is above water. And it would have been really cool, though, if there would have been a silhouette of an alligator behind him.
That's why they say the wife knows best.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I didn't want to interrupt you because I do want to get to know more about you, Lacy, as well. But you said wife knows best. We were talking earlier off show. This is why one day we're going to have the behind-the-scenes look on Hello, Huntsville. Grandmas usually know best.
Usually they do.
But we were talking earlier. This time, Grandma did not know
Grandma
best.
did not know best.
Grandma, can we talk about that story?
Yes,
Are we allowed
absolutely.
to?
Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
I'm throwing you under.
Yeah.
What was the story, Denise?
So when I was pregnant with my oldest son, who will actually be 30 in September, my grandmother swore up and down because back then they didn't really do sonograms so much, and that he was a little girl, and we bought all pink clothes. And
Had the name picked out,
I had
right?
a name. I woke up from a dream one night, and I said, Skylar Nicole, this is going to be my baby girl's name. And everything was pink and frilly and pretty, and my grandmother just knew it was going to be a girl. She told me the whole pregnancy. So I kind of feel bad calling him Skylar for 9 months before he was born. I always joked. I was like, hopefully I didn't do any damage there. But so then he was born. Whenever he was born, obviously he came out male. And I looked at my then husband, and I was like, uh-oh, what are we going to do? And he was like, oh, it's Kyle. I said, oh, yeah, sure, that's it. It's Kyle.
So that's how the
So
story
he ended up
worked.
being Kyle David. Yes, absolutely. In the in the operating room, we decided what he would be named.
So what happened? I have to ask you this: what happened then with your grandmother? Did she know the story? I mean, what happened with the grandma whenever this happened?
Oh, she was shocked. She went shopping and bought me a lot of boy clothes.
Did she feel bad?
She did. She did. She went shopping and bought a lot of boy clothes because she was like, what are we going to do now? Well, I don't know. We have all these girl clothes.
Oh, that's great. Again, we never know where the show's going to
Yeah.
go. It kind of takes a mind of its own. Lacy, we'll get back to you. From Crockett, Texas. Lacy Kreger, by the way.
Yes,
No
Kreger.
relation to Roger, different spelling.
Sadly, no, but I can pretend.
Yeah. Let us know a little bit more about you. You're with marketing now and putting on events and things with Tomorrow's Promise. And
Yes.
you've got a very big role and a child, you said, 5 years old. Let us know about your journey just from Crockett, Texas here to Huntsville.
So I was working in Willis, which is what brought me to Huntsville. And then I was only driving about 30 minutes because it was in Willis, but it was outside. And I wanted to be closer to home. I wanted to be off on the weekends, and I wanted to do something more interesting and more upbeat, which I am definitely never bored with Tomorrow's Promise. I am working right now on getting donations and sponsors for our Lasso Your Imagination event that we are having in October. If you didn't join us last year, you should absolutely join us this year. Of course, we would love to have a donation or a sponsorship, but if you don't feel inclined or can't, we would just love to have you join us. It's going to be a great time. Yeah.
All right, there you go. You're
Yeah.
giving us the whole rundown. What's it been like for you? You know, coming from Crockett and now just being here in Huntsville. Are you living here in Huntsville now?
Yes.
So what's that journey been like for you?
Very interesting. It's my first time to actually fully live on my own. Before my son and I, we roomed with my brother. That was very interesting, and it needed to end. So, which he is like my best friend, but yeah, we needed our space.
Yeah.
So me and my child, we have our space. We live in an apartment, which is his favorite thing because we have a pool. So
Yeah, heck
it's
yeah.
a win for him, even
Absolutely.
though I have a dog and a cat, and they don't love it because they want to run around and have all the fun, and they can't.
So who's in charge of whenever I first came here, I had a little apartment, and I decided, I'm going to go get this dog. Some dog ran away. Let me rephrase this. The dog did not run away. Some jerk. And I'm a big proponent of this. We're always positive on this show, but I think if what you do to animals is what should happen to you. I truly believe that.
I agree.
And so somebody was driving through Crabs Prairie, and the way it was described to me and who I got my little pup from was someone had driven by in a Suburban, and the neighbor literally saw them one by one, just taking puppies by the neck and just throwing them out the window.
Disgusting.
And it's just terrible to think
That is
how
horrible.
could you? I understand like if you can't take care of the puppies, but do it the right way.
Absolutely. Yes.
And thank God that this neighbor saw this, and then another neighbor who's my friend took the puppies in, put it on Facebook, and I don't know if they ever caught the person that did it, but everybody was able to adopt those puppies from our friend. And so I saw this little skittish little gray puppy, and I went and got her. I was like, man, I got to get this little dog in. I had no business having a dog. Bridget was back in Georgetown at the time, and she was coming to see me on the weekends because I had just got a full-time job here. And, it was a good year sacrifice being here, but I just remember having that small apartment. I was like, I don't have any business having this little dog. And luckily, I had a neighbor that lived next door to me upstairs, and so she would come over every once in a while and let him out for me. So have you been able to find that adjustment? Like someone...
Well, actually, now that I'm at Tomorrow's Promise, I am less than a mile from my house.
Oh, great.
So every day on my lunch break, I might take a nap. I might cook for the whole hour and just take my lunch back to my desk and make Denise sit there and smell it. You never know what I'm going to do, but I do. I get to go home and give him a walk now, which he loves. The cat, he just loves to give me heck. He likes to slap and scratch, and he thinks he can open the door. He has this newfound thing where anytime I come in the door, when I shut it behind me, I turn around, and he's jumping up at the handle, the doorknob, and I'm like, okay, because you have opposable thumbs, go ahead, open it up, get out there. And he'll go straight to the patio door where he likes me to just open the door and let him go sprawl out on a chair. He's like this big. He's not big at all.
Yeah.
But he thinks he's grown. My child is the same way. He runs a show. Anybody in control, it's him. And he knows that.
That's great.
Yes.
Well, again, Denise and Lacy joining us here this morning from Tomorrow's Promise. We so appreciate them being here, especially Lacy. I mean, you've been here 2 years, but Lacy, literally coming in hot. What is it, 2 weeks now?
Yeah, 2. Well, this is my third.
Third week?
Third
Yes.
week, yeah.
Okay. So
Third week.
our child, what did I say earlier? I said the word kid, and I'm surprised that Rick or Kay didn't text me. Oh, I forgot what I said, something about kid. And you don't ever say the word kid at Tomorrow's Promise.
Nope.
Because you're disrespecting your mama if you are.
Well,
Because it's an offspring of a goat. My mama's not no goat.
Yeah. No, they're not.
So
Kay has definitely been talking to you.
yeah. So every time I say the word kid now, I take myself back. Well, friends, we're going to continue on here this morning. Again, appreciate you joining us. Having a lot of fun here this morning on Good Morning Huntsville. We want to encourage you to continue to send in those comments. Let us know that you're out there. We'd love to hear from you. Rick Boning, by the way, I told you, I said Rick will be watching. And
is he watching?
he was saying Denise and Lacy do a fantastic job. So, Rick, we hope you guys are traveling well. They're, we talked about it earlier. They're on their way eventually to Colorado, but they're at a child care conference. Rick and Kay drove there so they could stop and see her parents. Woodward, Oklahoma, I believe is where they are. That's halfway to Denver and right on the way. Woodward, Oklahoma.
That's awesome.
Yes, that's where she's from.
Come on down to Woodward, Oklahoma. Matthew Johnson joining in as well. Matt, good to hear from you, man. He's joining us on the YouTube stream this morning. and appreciate that. So continue to keep those messages coming in. Also, Deneen Thompson over at Guardian Defense chiming in, saying good morning to everybody. So good morning, Deneen. Great to hear from you as well. Friends, as always, we are giving away stuff. We always do it here on the show, and we're giving away some of this freeze-dried Skittles. All you got to do is text in your name along with the word hello. That's all you got to do. Hello. Just simple. Hello.
Just hello.
Yeah, just hello. I need to turn you back up, Lacey. I turned you down for a moment.
That's okay.
There we go, Lacey. I got you back up. Keyword hello, along with your name, to 936-339-0139. Again, that is the keyword this week. It will be valid through Friday at 8 a.m. And friends, you can text in every single day, once per day. If you do it 20 times a day, it's not going to increase your chances of winning. Denise has been so gracious as the CFO of Tomorrow's Promise that Kay and Rick have authorized her to give away $250,000 on the show this week. So thank you for that. Just kidding. She's not saying anything. That's definitely not happening.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, she's like, wow, just kidding. Don't ever put me
Okay,
down.
so my application will be out because I just got fired.
Definitely.
She's done.
I'm done.
Definitely not happening. So there will
yeah.
not be $250,000, unfortunately, to
And
give it away.
hopefully Rick did not just have a heart attack.
They're
I
turning
can
around.
see him
They're on their way back.
like grasping his chest right now.
Yeah, he did not. Hey, my sister-in-law chiming in this morning. She is expecting a little baby, Jordan Ryan, in October. And so
Oh, congratulations.
Danielle, that's my brother's wife, chiming in saying, good morning, brother. So I like that.
Good
She's
morning.
Good morning.
She my sister-in-law. So good morning to you, Danielle, as well. Friends, we'll step aside. We'll take a break. Keep those comments coming. We got a lot more on the show. We're going to be talking about Raise a Hope when we come back, and also more about Tomorrow's Promise. Stay with us. It's your show. Good morning, Huntsville. All right, here we are back at it on a Wednesday. What did we say earlier? Wednesday?
Wednesday.
Sounds good, doesn't it?
Yeah, you said it's not Monday, it's Monday.
Doesn't it feel good, though, just to kind of like, I just think about like just sliding on back. Here we are on a Wednesday. What do you think?
Relax.
What do you think, Lacey?
Yeah,
How do folks in Crockett talk?
about like that.
About like that. I love that she said about like
She's
that.
about like that.
About like
Yep.
that. So
Yes.
Crockett, good folk. How far away is Crockett?
Only about 45 minutes.
That's the Bulldogs.
Yes.
3A school? Were they 3A?
You know, I don't really know. I lived in Crockett, but I went to school in not Huntsville, Groveton.
Ah, okay.
Yes.
Crockett wasn't good enough, so you went to Groveton. Okay, I see how it is.
I wanted to do cosmetology, and Crockett did not offer that. Groveton did.
Really? In high
Yes.
school?
Yes, it was
What?
definitely not the program that it is today. It's definitely stepped up a lot, but
That's really
I got
cool.
hours, and that's all that mattered.
That is really, I had no
Yes.
idea. And this was in high school?
Yes.
I had no idea.
I
You
took it from my sophomore to my senior year.
down in Crockett, Texas. Bulldogs. The old Bulldogs. So what was your mascot, Denise, growing up? Where are you from? What town?
Rogers.
That's right.
Rogers,
We
Texas.
mentioned this.
Yes,
God,
right
man.
outside of Temple.
Yeah.
Belton, close to
Yeah.
your relatives over there.
And they were in, we were, boom, memory's already gone. We were talking about Gerald before we went on the show, and Rogers was in Gerald School
Rogers,
District.
Texas, home of the Eagles.
Yeah, Rogers Eagles.
Rogers Eagles.
They beat Gerald. One year, Gerald had this running back that was crazy good, and then my cousin was the punter for Gerald. We joke around and say Jarrell. And some people say Gerald. They put a D on the end of it.
Yes, they do.
So, I love Texas because there's literally 50 ways to pronounce the name of a town.
Absolutely.
But Rogers knocked Gerald out of the playoffs, and I was so discouraged. I used to go to all their games because I grew up in Georgetown, but there were so many people just walking around. They weren't focused on the game in Georgetown. It was more of like a hangout session, and I actually wanted to watch a game that people wanted to watch, and so we'd go to Gerald and watch the football games when I was in high school.
Oh, and Rogers, you didn't step up and walk in front of people because they missed something.
Because you get backhanded in Rogers.
You might.
Yeah, there's people with
Sure
scars in Rogers.
Absolutely.
Getting backhanded. We're back at it here, friends. Again, thanks for chiming in today. Do want to remind you opportunities to donate to Rays of Hope. We've got some awesome T-shirts from our friends at Advantage Specialties. They are limited edition T-shirts that we are being part of our fundraising drive on Saturday. And a $20 donation or more will secure that T-shirt. We only have a limited number of these that we'll be handing out on Saturday. But you right now can secure that T-shirt by going to our website at hellohuntsvilletx.com. On the front page, there's a link that says Elliott's Jewelers and Rays of Hope, and we appreciate Elliott's Jewelers for being our presenting sponsor. This is a drive that will benefit 6 different nonprofits in our community. And what's really cool about this, and I'll share it on the screen for those of you, I know we've been talking about it this week. We're going to continue to talk about it because we want to make sure that nonprofits are getting the support that we believe that they deserve here in this community. So the show's been heavy on Rays of Hope this week. 2 days, 22 hours away, benefiting Care Center of Huntsville. It's a pregnancy care center. There's ladies that come in there that say, I need help. I need diapers. I need lotions, those kind of things. I mean, you guys are in the school business, and you know that there's a lot of mamas and folks, and of course we won't go into details, but they need help. And
They do.
Care Center of Huntsville is able to provide some of those resources, and they don't get a lot of recognition, and so we wanted to be able to bless Care Center of Huntsville and provide that conduit so you and the community can bless them. Also, Good Shepherd Mission, our friend Dave Smith is going to be with us on Friday talking about more of their organization, but they are looking for twin bed sheets and towels along with food donations.
Okay.
So, a lot of times you think of Good Shepherd Mission, you think of food and canned goods and dry goods. They also need twin bed sheets. So, again, if you're hearing this today, go ahead and pick up these items. You can do this and then drop them off on Saturday from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. We'll be out there all day. Look for the Rays of Hope signage and logo in front of HEB right near the gas pumps. Also, donations for HISD Social Services. We wanted to take care of those folks. Sally Dowis and her staff do an incredible job. The Rita B. Huff Adoption Center, we'll be getting information from them about specifically what they were looking for, but we do have that information as well. Our friends at Safe House, Tammy Farkas and her staff over there need some help as well. And then last but certainly not least, our friends that are here with us today, Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools, because Tomorrow's Promise is a 501 nonprofit, and it's an important resource for children in our community. And Kay had emailed me a list of some of the items that Tomorrow's Promise is in need of, and some of those include board games for ages 3 to 12.
Yes.
Outdoor toys, soccer balls, footballs, basketballs, board books. What are board books?
They're hard books. It's literally like boards, hard cardboard. So, and it's for like younger children.
So instead of the actual pages,
It's a
like
board.
hard cardboard.
Yes, it's a harder cardboard to where it can't be destroyed. They can't be ripped out. It's a board book.
Okay.
So that's what it
board
is.
books, looking for that as well from ages newborn to 12. Little Red Hen, Mike Mulligan and the Steam Shovel. These are the books, by the way. Mike Mulligan and the Steam Shovel. Teach Values and Morals. Underwear pants for ages 2 to 4 to help with potty training as well. So those are some big needs. How does that work? 'Cause, you think of when you bring a child to Tomorrow's Promise, you're getting all of this great hands-on education. they're not behind devices and soaking
No,
up
absolutely
electronics.
not. We don't even allow that there.
Don't even allow it. If you walk into
No.
Tomorrow's Promise to pick up your child with a cell phone in your hand, Denise, if she's there, she'll slap it out of your hand.
Smack it
Totally.
away.
She will not do that. But
No, I won't.
how does the potty training work? I mean, this is awesome to think about. Tomorrow's Promise actually helps with potty training.
Absolutely. We, for the children that are potty training the age, we have the little small restrooms in the classroom. And so it's readily available. And the teachers work with the parents directly and say, are we ready? And with the parents, and they start and they work as a team to potty train because, we have your child 8 to 10 hours a day.
Yeah, and it's beneficial not just for the parents, but for you guys as well, because you don't want to be changing diapers all day.
No. And just having the little potties there in the classroom is really very helpful for the little ones that way.
Yeah, so those are some of it. Again, the underwear and pants for ages 2 to 4 to help with potty training. So those are some of the items Tomorrow's Promise needs. Again, the board games, ages 3 to 12, outdoor toys, board books, and more. And so you can bring those items to the drive happening on Saturday, again, from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. at the HEB parking lot. You know what's cool about this event, and it's brought to you by Elliott's Jewelers, also our Foundation 5 sponsors, including Tomorrow's Promise. So not only you guys are involved in helping with the fundraising event, but also a benefactor from it. And so we appreciate that double support there. But it's really incredible. Elliott's Jewelers has stepped up. Our friend Elliot Herzlich, as he always does, he is involved in so many events happening here in the community. And he said, you know what, Rob, it'd be great if we could do a raffle every single hour. So we are going live every hour from the event from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. And for folks that come by and donate a cash value or cash $20 or more, they will automatically be entered into this hourly raffle. So if you come between 6 and 7, you're going to be in that 6 to 7 time slot. You don't need to hang around and wait on it. We're going to get your name and your information for folks that drop off cash donations, 20 or more. Going to be automatically entered into the raffle for a piece of jewelry every hour that's valued between $100 and $300.
Ooh, beautiful.
And he has blessed us with 12 pieces of jewelry for this event that is going to be incredible. And so that's all you got to do. Just drive through, $20 cash donation. You're also, as supplies last, going to be able to receive that limited edition Rays of Hope t-shirt.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
So it's going to be a lot of fun. And you're going to be out there with me, Denise.
I'm going to be out there with you.
What time slot do you guys have? I got to look. I forgot.
I am supposed to be there at 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock.
Yes, so
Yeah.
I will be there bright, well, not so bright and early, but
Yeah.
Compared to today.
not as early as you.
We still
But I
have...
will be there.
By the way, if businesses want to get involved, obviously you can't do the T-shirts because we had to get those to print, and Advantage Specialties, they already had given us some extended time. I did have someone yesterday that said, hey, we want on the T-shirts. And I was like, man, I'm sorry because we had to close that last week. We do have time slots available. If you'd like to come out and be a part of this event as a business supporter, and again, all of your cash donations go to these 6 different nonprofits. We'll be divvying up those funds as needed. But we do have available slots at 6 a.m. I know some folks like to get up bright and early.
Yes.
If you'd like to support that 6 a.m. hour, we go live on Facebook and YouTube just like here. You can join us. We also have 7 a.m. available and 5 p.m. So those are the 3 remaining time slots that we have available for the event on Saturday. And it's just $150. So $150 to sponsor that hour. We'll go live. We'll tie your business into the community and help you show a high level of community involvement here in Huntsville. And not only that, you're helping the event, but more importantly, you're giving back to these 6 wonderful nonprofits that we have chose to partner with here this year on our inaugural Rays of Hope. So again, 6 a.m., 7 a.m., and 5 p.m. are open as of now. We are still looking to fill those final remaining 3 slots. $150. Comment, or you can email hello@hellohuntsvilletx.com. Again, that's hello@hellohuntsvilletx.com. We also have, I was joking around because I was in Fargo for a while, Lacy, and there's an accent, just like we have the country accent down here. Fargo, they have the Fargo accent. And it's so cool to be part of different cultures and different parts of the United States because people talk differently. Well, words like swag come across as swag.
Swig?
And so swig.
Swig.
And bag is bag. So we have swag bags that we're providing, swag bags, 200 swag bags. And maybe you can't be out there for any of those hours, but you say, Rob, I'd still like to, just like Lone Star Lights. They've got information here. Carolina Creek is going to provide some information. But if you have documentation or something about your business that you'd like to drop into those swag bags, It's just $200. We're giving away 200 of those bags.
Ooh,
And
good
so
opportunity.
we're going to be filling those bags with your information. Tomorrow's Promise has donated some items
Yes,
that they
we
will
have.
be in there. Fat Boys Pizza in Riverside. There's going to be some coupons. Our friends at Clean Car Wash, new business here in town,
Yes.
have been gracious enough. They're going to have some items in those bags as well. So for everybody that comes through, first 200, they are going to have an opportunity to, if you want to sponsor a swag bag, it's just $200, friends. And this puts documentation about your business right in the hands of folks that are driving by.
Absolutely. A lot of clients that you may not reach otherwise.
And it's a great way just to tangibly say, hey, here we are, and they will be part of the swag bags. Please let us know, because we need to start filling those bags. We need to have all that procured really by Thursday, because Friday we're going to finish kind of filling the bags. But if you can let us know by Thursday, and we still have several of those opportunities available. So swag bag sponsorships at $200, and if you'd like to sponsor the hour, it's $150. I'll make a deal for you. If you want to sponsor both, I'll do it straight up for $300, so you can save $50.
There you go.
So if you'd like to sponsor an hour and you would like to sponsor swag bags, I'll do it right here exclusively on the show for only $300, and we got 3 of those then remaining. So
That's an amazing opportunity.
be great to get involved. Lacey's over here probably
Absolutely.
thinking she's the marketing girl, so she's probably got ideas flowing over here. Lacey, are you going to come out on Saturday? You going to drop by for a minute maybe or not?
Honestly, I wasn't aware of it, but I will more than likely drop by.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Bring your little one by. We'd love to see him. So
He'll
that'd be
entertain
great.
you all.
Well, again, continuing that tonight or today, talking about our event, Sally Hosey right now, she's on the way to work. She works over at Sam Houston. She said that she is listening in through her radio. And have a great day, everyone. Of course, we're not on terrestrial radio, but it's so easy. All you got to do is pop on the show, put it on your Bluetooth, and you can listen on your way to work. So it was funny. I was talking to somebody the other day, and they have like a drive program for Huntsville. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, driving in Huntsville is 5 minutes. There is no drive in Huntsville. It's literally 5 or 10 minutes to get from point A to point B.
Absolutely. There's nothing far away.
The longest journey, the longest drive that I have here in this community is literally going from the back of my neighborhood to the access road. That's the longest drive, because we live out at Elkins, and it literally takes, it feels like 10 minutes to get, because we're in the very back, the boondocks of Elkins.
Yes.
Feels like 10 minutes to go from the back.
It's just all the windy
front.
roads through there.
Yeah.
And the deer. You have to be careful of deer. I found that out after I lived here.
Yeah. I love them, though.
Yeah.
So I love the scenery. I love the trees. I love the deer. I love the wildlife. And Lacey, you get out to the state park. How often do you go out there?
We try to go out there at least once a week. Sometimes on Sundays, we'll go 2 or 3 times a day. We'll come home, relax. We might get in the pool because, every now and then there are alligators in the swimming hole, so we don't go in at that time.
Do you have the annual pass? Like it's the
No, I should, but it's $7 a day. Why not?
That's not bad. I think we bought the annual pass, and I think it was only like $70. It's not bad.
And it's not just for Huntsville State Park. It's for
All
a lot of them.
Yes.
That's right. It's for every state park in
In
Texas.
Texas. And there's over 100, but we just recently got the membership out there too for the annual.
Yeah?
I've been to the state park twice, and both times I have seen alligators. So I was like, I left Florida. I thought I left the gators behind, but no, I did not.
No, you sure didn't.
You brought
Yes,
it. My
I guess
sister was
so.
chiming in. She says, I'm bringing my $20 donation. Appreciate that, sis, on Friday. Rebecca, I have to ask you, please stay Friday night and Saturday night if you can. That would be, my sister's brought my mom into town for a week to stay with us. And so Bridget's mom was here for 2 weeks. Now my mom is staying this week. And Rebecca, when you come, if you could just stay all day on Saturday, go home Sunday morning early, that would be a huge help. I was going to ask her. Now I'm just going to publicly put it out there.
Publicly
She's
put it
got
out
to
there
now. It's an
with
obligation.
the baby.
Yeah, but
Absolutely.
Bridget's gonna. I did not want to leave Bridget at home all day by herself. Because we're gonna be
Yes.
out there all day, and she's not gonna be able to get out there. I didn't want to leave her all day by
No.
herself.
I bet she appreciates that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So,
Taking care of the baby.
yeah. So appreciate it. My
Of
little
your man baby.
Yeah, my man baby. My
Man
niece.
baby.
My niece is driving my sister. She just got her license or her permit, I believe. So she's gonna be driving my sister
Oh, fun.
into town. It's a pretty big. That's a trip. It's like 2.5 hours, I believe, from Belton to
Yeah,
Huntsville.
it's right at 2.5 hours.
Yep.
Yep.
Lacey, let us know. I know we're kind of bouncing around. We're having fun this morning. Again, tomorrow's Promise is our Foundation 5 Wednesday sponsors. We're always highlighting all the good happening here in our community. Lacey, you're in charge of marketing with tomorrow's Promise.
Yes.
Let us know a little bit about that and just how excited you are to be able to promote some of the events. You mentioned Lasso with Your Imagination. So you're having to come in literally just hit the floor running. So
Yes.
let us know
And
about
I am
what
trying.
You're doing great. Let us know about some of the events you're working on.
So right now I am really, really just working immediately immensely on Lasso. It comes up in October. I have lots to do. I need sponsors. I need to put all the things together. The sound. I need to get the sound system set. Table set. I need to get tables sold. So if you need anything, if you need the table, if you just want a ticket, please call me. Give us a call. Come by the school. Send me an email. I'll come to you. Whatever works best. Get a hold of me. Or let me know you find a way to get a hold of me, or tell somebody to, and I will come see you. I need silent auction donations, live auction donations, tons of dessert donations.
What's your email, Lacy?
It is marketing@tpms.life.
TPMS.life. Yeah, we're going to put
Yes.
that right there on the screen for folks as well.
Perfect.
Yes.
So Lasso, just to give folks some background here, and this is incredible, and I've talked to Kay, and folks that know Kay know this, but she has done an incredible job bringing a resource to this community that I even looked it up. And Williamson County, a large county in the state of Texas, where I'm from, Georgetown area, does not have this. Travis County does not have this. Our state capital does not have this. But we have it right here
We are the only one in Walker County.
in Walker County, and we're talking about Dolly Parton Imagination Library.
Yes.
And what this does is, and I just did it for I didn't know that I could also register Caden.
Yes, absolutely.
And so we get books every month at no cost. Well, how does it come at no cost? Obviously, somebody has to pay for it. It's like whenever the government, we're cutting your taxes. Well, you're going to pay for it somewhere else.
Somewhere else.
So that's about as political as we get on the show, by the way, ladies.
Yeah.
But what happens is Dolly Parton and her organization has fronted the cost of the books, but someone's got to ship them. They got to pay for the shipping.
Yep.
And so events like Lasso for Your Imagination and the 5K Color Fun Run that happens every year, those events go to pay for the shipping costs for these
Yes.
books, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
And there's hundreds of books now throughout. How many books are going out now in Walker County?
By the time you get to age 5, you should have about 60 books, and we've got over 800 kids in Walker County.
I think the last count was
Wait a minute.
862.
Hold on. What did you say? 800 what?
Children.
Yeah,
Good
see.
catch. Good catch. I bet Kay is yelling at me too. Children.
800
I'm still
children.
new, y'all.
That's all right. I'm learning
Yes.
too. I'm learning too. Over 800 children. You got to think that it costs money to ship these books every month. And so we just signed up Caden because I didn't realize. I thought maybe they got the same book, but they do not. There's different books for different age groups. And
Yes.
so that's what these events go to support. And when I said it earlier, Austin, Texas, Travis County, not knocking them, but they don't have the I looked it up. There's not a Imagination Library supporter in the state capital of Texas in Austin.
Yep.
Right.
Even in my county where there's, several 100,000 people that live. We're so blessed here in Walker County to have this resource. It was a vision of Kay's years ago,
Yes.
and it's a reality. And hopefully next week, I know Kay and Rick will be back on. She had an awesome presentation that she showed at Rotary, and I want her to show it here on this show.
Yeah.
It was
Yes.
a PowerPoint type
Yes.
presentation that talked about just even for medium income families that they're supposed to have X number of books, and even they don't have.
They've only got about 13.
Yeah, and we're talking about by the time you hit grade 5, if you enroll your child immediately, 60 books
60 books.
they will have in
yes.
their possession. I think medium income families on average is 13 books in
Yes.
their household. For lower income families, it may only be 1 or 2.
1 in every 13 kids.
1 in every 13. So not even 1 in every house, it's 1 in 13 families,
Right.
which is crazy to think about. And reading does make the world go around, and there is proven science behind this. And Kay, I'll let her explain more of that because she's the expert at it. But
Yes.
that is what Lasso Imagination does. It helps to raise funds. What does that event consist of?
So the whole goal of it, yes, is to gain funds to be able to pay for the shipping. But the ultimate goal, Kay's ultimate goal, her passion, and why she wanted to do this partnership is to bring the literacy rate up in Huntsville, in Walker County alone. Because we are in the bottom 20%. And a lot of that, we have grown men and women who cannot read. They were not given the resources to read. So we are working with Dolly Parton Imagination Library to give those resources, to give them the ability to have reading in the home. And even then, what child doesn't love going up to their mom or dad with a book and sitting in their lap and, when she sends them out, we have on our shipping label, Jesus loves you. And the reason being is not every child gets love at home. You want reading to be associated with love, but not all parents have the love to give, to be frank. And by doing that, at least they can see the label and they see that, mom and dad may not be able to portray their love for me, but at least Jesus loves me.
Yeah.
So she's working really hard to get the literacy rate up, to get love around, parents involved, whatever we can do to help a child. Because, like you said, we'll let Kay talk about it more, but by the time you're age 5, your brain is about 90% developed. So those first 5 years are extremely crucial in your education and in your learning, which is why Montessori learning is such a good type to do, because you're hands-on. They're not teaching you how to choose. They're not teaching you what to do, but they're teaching you that you can choose, and they're teaching you that it's your choice. It's nobody else's. You do what you need to do because that's what you want to do.
I need to ask Lacy, she's only been here for 3 weeks?
Yes.
Did you know any of this
Right.
before you started?
No.
Man,
No,
you
I
have
did
been,
not.
You've been hitting the books pretty heavy.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I think it's awesome. And the reason I brought that up, because I know both of you are extremely passionate about what you do every day and all those great things. And I think it's great. You've been here 3 weeks, Lacy, and you are all in, and you want to make, I can tell your passion, just like Denise, about what you guys get to do every day. And you know that you're making a difference in young people's lives in our community. And you're right. We don't want to put down things in our community because we love, but we do have to be realistic about certain situations. And the fact is, there's a majority of folks that they do not have those skills to read. And
Yep.
so, and our public school system does a great job as they're working very hard. And then other institutions like Tomorrow's Promise, is an alternative choice for learning, which is doing an incredible job. I credit Braylon a lot of her talking, and I've mentioned it numerous times here publicly on this show that, she learned things. You don't think just as a little child, just kind of wiggling around, and you don't think as a first-time parent, you just think, man, is it going to be like this for like 3 months? Are they learning anything? Are they just wiggling and food, mama, and they don't even say that. They cry and they want food every 3 hours. Poor Bridget, God bless you. I love you, sweetheart. And, but they are learning. And those brains are soaking in every single thing.
Yes.
And it's so important that they understand that they have an opportunity, or that parents need to understand that they have an opportunity to really help their children excel. These are our future leaders.
Absolutely.
And it's important that we embrace our youth. And, I look at a lot of things that happen today, and I'm just going to be blunt and honest. It's the parents. I mean, it truly is. And you need to be involved in your children's lives. And
Yes.
and I'll say this, maybe this is it's cool because I have 2 children, so I feel like I have like a foundation where I can actually talk and not just be running my mouth now. But I do feel like, parents, you need to be involved as much as you can. And I understand we live in this world now where work is crazy. And I've been so busy lately, and I know there's been some frustration, on the home front because of that, but I'm trying to do what I can to support our family. And there's so many folks out there that are like that, but I still make time, no matter if like last night I was doggone exhausted, and of course Bridget's exhausted. She's feeding the baby every 2 or 3 hours, and so she's up all the time too. But I still make sure that I'm trying to spend as much time as I can with my children. I'm not going to keep them up all night just because I come in from work late. But, Bridget can't do it right now, obviously, so I'm bathing her daughter, Braylon. I bathe her every night. I read to her every night. I still make it a priority because those things are important.
Absolutely.
Yes, they are.
And maybe some of you will disagree with me on this, and that's okay, but I also feel like our children shouldn't be our best friends. They're our children. They're not our best friend. And you can agree to disagree on that one, but I talk to so many people, oh, my daughter's my best friend, or my son's my best friend. I'm like, they're my children.
Yep.
I got my best friends, and I got my children. I want there to be a very distinct boundary between that. Because there's things that, you may talk or say with your best friend that you're not going to talk or say with your children.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Or at
no.
least you shouldn't be.
No.
Yeah,
Right. No, definitely not.
So
No.
just think about that today. And I'm not knocking, I'm not judging. I'm still learning myself. Every day is a learning process. But I want to encourage you that this morning, and Kay can speak on it more next week, but really, really, really focus and embrace your children and know that they are looking up to you. And whether it's an adoption, whether you're a guardian, there's a lady that we bought our house from, and she is tremendously sweet, and she is raising her granddaughter basically as her daughter now. She has full custody, and she is that child's parent now. Let's be honest.
Role model.
And role model who she
It's a
looks
lot more
up to.
common nowadays, it seems like.
Yeah. So think about that this morning, and parents, I want to encourage you, take responsibility for your children. And I get it, once you let your children out of the house and they start they start really learning different things about this world, because there's a lot of nasty in this world. But I also believe that there's a lot of good. And if we can focus on teaching our children that, those bad things do exist, but you can choose to be good. You can choose to do what is right.
Yes.
Every day.
And I know, like, my dad raised me in a way, and my mom is the nicest lady in the world. And I never wanted to do anything. And I did get in trouble. Everybody gets in trouble. And I did some pretty bonehead, stupid stuff. But I always thought about my mom and like, man, I would just tear my mom's heart to pieces because of how she doesn't realize it. Mom, I love you if you're watching. She's always, I didn't do a lot. I was always, Mom, you don't realize what you did. Just your love and her love and compassion made a difference in my life. My dad, everybody has their faults. My dad has had struggles and things that he's had to deal with, just like we all have. But my dad never fails to tell us, even to this day, and he's in a nursing facility now, and he's been there for quite some time. But even to this day, he always says, I love you. And he never fails to say that. He always says, I love you. And he always said, look, here's the way that you should live. And he always taught us. And those things stay with you. So maybe you're a parent, and it's never too late, but it sure is a heck of a lot better to get started early.
Yep. It is, definitely. Having grown children now, and how you're talking about, you don't want to be their best friends. You're their parent, and then whenever they get older, you do have a different relationship, though. I wouldn't say best friends, but it definitely does change. Yeah. And I'm, extremely close with all three of my children.
Well, yeah, that's
and
good.
They
and you
come
should
to
be.
me, and no matter what it is, they know that the door has always been open, and how boneheaded it is, that's fine. We'll get over it. And I want that because I don't want my children to have to go somewhere else. And so I've, been very open with that. And I feel like that's a life lesson too, that don't be scared to go to your parents because they're your love, your trust, your everything. So,
and that's why it's important for parents to establish that early, to let your children know that they are welcome, that they're loved, that they're trusted. And
absolutely.
As I mentioned before, we were leaving church several months ago, and walking out of church, a young lady, and it's a sad situation because I guarantee this is how she was raised. Walking out of church, she was cursing out her daughter that was probably 10 years old, walking out of church. And I'm sitting there thinking, and immediately we want to have this switch that's judgmental and saying like, my gosh, why are you talking to your child? But we don't realize that young lady, and I'm not saying that that's right. You should never be like that. But I guarantee you, the sad truth is that's the way she was raised. She was raised in that environment.
Yes, sadly, yes.
And so that's why it's and that's why it's important to realize, and I've gotten frustrated and I've gotten upset and I've raised my voice. But I'll tell you what, the more that I talk about it, the less likely I am that when situations come up, even with Brandon, she's 20 months old, but there's some times where I'm like, don't do that, and you got to be harsh, and but you can be. It's the tone. You don't have to be. You don't have to just go overboard with it.
Right.
Just be aware of yourself.
Yes. You have to protect them because she doesn't understand, but you don't have to beat it out of them.
Yeah, exactly. And like she was doing something the other day, and my dad wasn't afraid to spank us, and
well,
I'm not.
I got spanked. I mean, it's
we're
and so
okay.
she was doing something the other day in her hands, and I'm not going to pop my child hard, But I went like this to her, and I said no. Well, she thought it was funny, and so now to this day, she'll go to no, Daddy, and she does that to me. Like, man, I can't win for losing. So, well, friends, we're going to wrap it up when we come back here a little bit after 8 o'clock. These two ladies got to get to work, but we do have a prize to give away. Your final opportunity here this morning, giving away some Skittles. That's like a $35 batch of Skittles.
I mean, it looks like a good breakfast to me. I did skip breakfast, so.
I really do want to open they're probably
they are delicious.
You've had them?
Yes, I've purchased several of the candies from them, and they are all delicious.
Where is this located at?
He goes to different fairs and things, so it's Clay with 0 Degree. So all you got to do, text in the word hello along with your name. Hello along with your name. 936. Hello, how you doing? Hey, text in how you doing at the end of that too. Make sure hello's in there, or our system won't get it though. Hello to 936-339-0139. Again, that word, you got to answer to win as well. 936-339-0139. We'll step aside. We'll take a break. We'll call our winner and select our winner when we come back. Also, what is it the national day of today? We'll find out when we come back. Stay with us. We'll wrap it up here on Good Morning Huntsville. We're talking coffee during the break. Coffee. You ever been around folks? I love you. You know me. I always have to say that. I always have to throw a disclaimer out that I'm not knocking you. But have you ever been around folks who's, I gotta have my coffee this morning? Are you the coffee one?
I don't like coffee at all.
Okay.
I don't even drink it. And so
don't?
people look at me, they're like, what's wrong with you?
They do
Well,
that
what's
to
wrong
me
with
too.
You?
Thank you. Yes, I got a friend.
Yes, absolutely.
Got a friend
We
over here,
connected.
Denise. Thank goodness,
Yes,
man. I was
finally.
waiting for that.
Finally.
My brother and I used to always joke around because we had an IT company for 14, 15 years, sold it to get into broadcasting and, pursue your passion, not an unknown future. That's another message today. I always tell folks, whatever you're passionate about, you need to find a way to get after it because that's your calling, that's your talent in life that I believe is God-given talent. Whatever you feel in your heart, try to find a way to make it happen. Got to pay the bills, but you also need to do what you love every day.
Yes.
But I remember my brother and I always joke around. People come into our IT shop early in the morning. They were just in a bad attitude. And most of them would, I haven't had my coffee. So that was our joke all the time. Anytime my brother and I got upset during the day, we'd joke around and be like, haven't had my coffee. It'd be like 3 p.m, haven't had my coffee.
That's me if I haven't had a Red Bull. I
You're-
can do
you're-
without coffee, but a Red Bull, that's pushing it.
You're a Red Bull drinker?
Yes, I
Any
am.
other ones or just Red Bull?
Nope, just Red Bull. You can ask Denise. I probably have way too many a day. I'm not going to tell you how much because I'll be ashamed. But it's a lot. But if I don't, it's a problem.
Those things don't work for me. They do the opposite. When I drink like an energy drink, I crash.
That's usually how I am with coffee. But I drink decaf for that reason, and it still makes me sweat.
Is decaf coffee even worth it? Like, does it do anything for you?
No,
Flavor?
it tastes good.
I would say flavor, I guess.
Man, I'm about to do this again. It almost happened yesterday. It's never happened. Here we are, 77 episodes in, and 2 days in a row now, I've almost had to sneeze. It's my biggest fear, sneezing and hiccuping, and it's happened 2 days
Well,
in a
you're
row.
looking towards the sun. Maybe that's
Stop
why.
looking.
Yeah,
at
I
the
was trying to
sun.
look away. It's true, it does work. But
Yes.
yeah, so next time we see Lacy and she's having a bad day, haven't had my Red Bull. Haven't had my Red Bull.
I
I'm just
totally-
kidding.
It'll be right. It'll be right.
I totally mothered her the other day. I was like, I'm going to turn into a mama hen right now telling you, get rid of those Red Bulls.
Yes.
Get rid of them.
Get rid of them. They're
Get
bad
rid of
for
'em.
you. But
Hey, we
yes.
got a prize to give away here in just a little bit, but before we do, and thanks to everybody for chiming in. I know we're a little bit over. Y'all okay on work? I know
We're
got
good. We're good.
Today, National Disability Independence Day. You think about folks who are disabled, but they have independence with devices, wheelchairs, things like that.
Yes.
There's a gentleman here in town that he's open about what he's dealt with, and he's a musician. John Sheptalk, love John. Complete a beautiful, amazing singer, and he is just one of the most incredible guys that you'll meet in this community. And I want to get John on this show sometime. It's National Bagel Fest Day. Not a bagel eater, are you? I think they're kind of overrated.
I like the seasoning. Everything bagel. Like
Yeah.
that.
If you guys like them, you don't have to agree
No,
with
I
me.
don't.
I
I'm
can't
not a
stand
bagel
them.
person.
I'm not a bagel guy.
No,
No.
me
You
either.
could have my coffee and my bagel. I can start in the morning. It's also National Aunt. Do you say aunt or aunt?
Ant.
Yeah, thank God I'm back in Texas because up there it's aunt. They made fun of me for saying aunt. They're like, ant's an insect, don't you know? I was like,
Don't
no,
you
it's
know?
not. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's National Aunt and Uncle's Day. Aunt and Uncle's Day.
Aunt and uncle.
Do you have cousins that you call aunts and uncles?
Yes.
That's a Texas thing. It is.
Yes, I do.
By golly, I got my Aunt
I have
Ruth
a
and
lot
Uncle.
of friends that are aunt and uncle.
See, that's a Texas thing.
Absolutely.
I have an Aunt Ruth and an Uncle Joe, and they're not an aunt and an uncle.
Yep,
Yes,
I've got plenty of
absolutely.
those.
It's National All or Nothing Day today. Are you in an all or nothing type? Are you all or nothing type? Or are you just kind of like halfway and I'll go back? I'm halfway and go
No,
back.
I'm an all or nothing type.
You
Yeah,
are.
I think all or
Yes.
nothing.
I'm
Yeah.
not. I'm just like, I'm just gonna go halfway and I'll go back home. I'm
No,
tired.
I'm going to
Well,
jump
no.
off the ledge.
Yeah, go big or go home.
I won't. I'll run to the ledge if it's deep water, and then I'll turn around because I'm scared. I don't like deep
Well, I'll
water.
push you.
Well, thanks. Appreciate
push
that. Note to self: stay away from Lacy.
I'm a pusher.
Oh, here we go, because we're talking about coffee. It's National. Say that real quick. It just makes you feel good. Coffee.
Coffee.
Can y'all say I haven't had my coffee?
I haven't had my coffee.
See?
I haven't had my
I've
coffee.
had
I've had mine.
I don't drink coffee.
I had it all over my shirt not too long ago, but it's dry now. We're fine.
Today is National Coffee Milkshake Day. I've never had a coffee. The thing looks good.
Oh, it's coffee milkshake.
Coffee. Oh, it's not or.
That
Oh.
does look delicious. It
not.
looks like a sundae.
This thing looks like a Sunday trip to the hospital after you eat it.
It looks like diabetes to me.
Yeah.
I'm good with that. I like my tea with a side of diabetes, so why not my milkshake?
I'm Wilford Brimley, and if you got diabetes, you check your blood sugar and you check it often. There ain't no reason you shouldn't. And then you call Liberty Medical. know what I'm talking about? I'm
No.
She's too young.
No.
I'm Wilford Brimley. I ate hot dogs and cupcakes for 42 years. Anyways, I watch The Simpsons still to this day. Longest running cartoon in history, still going. And it's a fun cartoon. I don't know why I love it, but there's a character. I'm not knocking diabetes. I know a lot of folks. I know folks who have passed from diabetes. So I'm not I'm not making fun of that part of it, but just how some people talk about it. And on The Simpsons, there's a character that's Betty, and they call her Diabetes.
Diabetic.
Yeah, diabetic. So that's what we're talking about today.
I'm actually a type 2 diabetic, and you have to laugh about it.
Is that
You know,
which one is the insulin shots? Is that one?
Type 1.
Type 1.
Yes.
I knew a
Yes.
young man in high school, and he ended up playing college football, but he was a type 1 diabetic. And in basketball, they'd take a timeout, he'd take an injection.
Yep. I had a friend like that in high school
Stellar
too.
could dunk the ball.
absolutely.
Ended up playing football for some pretty big UNC, University of North Carolina. Played football at UNC
Wow.
for a while. So
Yeah.
and you'd never know that about him. He
Right.
just went about his day. It's
Never
like-
let it get him down.
Yep, never let him go. So. All right, well, that'll wrap it up, friends. Thanks for chiming in. If you were, you know what we forgot to do today?
We need to have a giveaway, don't we?
Yeah, here's the giveaway horn.
Good morning.
All is
Hello,
well.
Huntsville.
Okay.
If you're supposed
We're
to-
awake now.
If you're supposed to be at work at 8 a.m., you are now fired, by the way. So congratulations. And the good news is we are not hiring here at Hello Huntsville. I don't know if tomorrow's promise is either.
We are. We are.
We're always hiring.
Here we
Yes.
go. This is a first-time winner here.
Good morning.
Who am I speaking with?
What was that?
Who is this on the telephone?
Yeah, this is Bree.
Bree, have you know who this is?
I am not sure I know who it is.
You live up in Huntsville?
Yep.
Where you? How long you been up on here in Huntsville?
Good.
About 3 years. 3.5 years.
Where'd you move from? You didn't move from California, did you?
No, we moved from Washington.
Okay, perfect.
And I'm originally from Minnesota.
Oh yeah, don't you know? All right.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Bree, you probably know this. I don't know who you are. We're just having fun. This is Rob
Denise.
and
Lacy.
from Good Morning Huntsville. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So you won. How'd you find out about us? I haven't seen you text in before, Bree.
My husband, Matthew Johnson, works for Lone Star Interiors.
I know
and
Matthew.
He said, you better get on this train. And so we've been listening as we're waking up in the morning. So
Bree, I do know you. I met you at Casa Bingo. I feel like a complete jerk now.
you can make it up by bringing over some steaks or something. We'll smoke them for you.
Oh,
We'll be all
man, we would
good.
love that. How about this? I know that y'all got some beautiful children. I don't know if you're going to give it to them, but you have won $35 barrel or whatever you want to call it of freeze-dried Skittles. So
We'll give you our
Sounds good.
breakfast.
does that sound good?
Yeah.
All right, you got the little one there. I love that. Tell us real quick what you love most about Huntsville, Bree.
I love that. Well, we moved down right before the pandemic hit, like 4 months before that. So it was took a little bit for us to get plugged into a community. But after that, I do love how the people have been very accepting and loving and very supportive along the way. And we've been able to build up a really good friend community when it was hard to do that.
Yeah, for sure. I got a couple of questions for you. Is it aunt or aunt?
Oh, it is aunt.
I knew it.
Or
I knew
auntie.
it. I
Yeah,
knew it.
don't say aunt. Aunt's an insect.
See, what I
You
tell you,
said
I
that.
told
You did.
Just
now,
said that.
now, is it bag or big?
Neither. It's big.
Bag.
Bag.
Bag. Okay.
Like a
Big,
bagel.
yeah.
Is it roof or roof?
Ooh, that is a good question.
Roof or rough?
It's roof.
Okay.
Like a roofing company.
You got
roof.
a little country down in there now, Bree. I'm hearing it. I get a little country down
We'll
there.
give you that one.
So, final one, is it Huntsville or Huntsville?
It is Huntsville.
Huntsville.
Or as I like to use it, because I like to shorten things down, I'll call it Hville sometimes.
Huntsville.
I call it H-Town, H-Dog, H-Money, H-Vegas. Play. I call
We'll
it
let you have those.
Sometimes people, Bree, they're like, where are you from? I'm from Playa, Texas. Playa.
We'll let you have that one too, Rob. You keep that one to yourself.
H Playa. Bree, congratulations. Thanks for watching. God bless you and your family. Tell Matthew hello and congratulations. Thanks for texting to win.
Thank you.
Have a good
It's
day.
fun hanging out with you guys in the morning.
You bet. Good morning. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Yeah.
That's great. We had a little Midwest on the show. I didn't even realize that's who it was at first. Matthew Johnson's wife there. I did not realize that. So
Completely validated your statement from literally
Well,
5 minutes prior.
Well, I tell you, I said it's an
Ant.
It said insects. They
It's
all
an
say that.
insect.
All right, well, that'll wrap it up, friends. I want to remind you, please head over to our website if you haven't already. We would love for your support again for Rays of Hope. You can donate today. Very simple. It is secure. It is safe, and we don't capture your credit card information and keep it. We can't see the numbers. It goes through a very secure system. But we would love for your support. All you got to do is head over to our website, hellohuntsvilletx.com. Click on that link, just like Jennifer did yesterday, and you can go ahead and donate today. Even if it's $1, look, friends, it doesn't matter. All this will go to help support wonderful nonprofits in our community. Again, hellohuntsvilletx.com. And for those of you on the video and live right now, you can click on the link. Before we go, George Pitts said a moment in Texas history. I cannot believe I forgot this. I got to pause for a minute. I'm getting emotional. Sam Houston passed away on this day 160 years ago.
Oh.
I'm not really getting. I mean, he's a pretty cool icon, though. 160
Yeah,
years
160
ago
years ago.
today,
He passed
Sam Houston passed away. What an icon, the father of Texas.
We see him almost every day.
I see him every day driving down 45.
Yeah.
45 lighters on my
Or
dress.
Sam Houston.
You know that song? Denise knows these songs, man. You're straight up legit.
She's a flow
Absolutely.
rider.
Man, you a flow rider. Come on with it now. All right, friends, we're having way too much fun with that. We got to go
Okay.
because we got jobs to take care of.
Yes, we do.
We got families to support. We got your children at Tomorrow's Promise to
Yes, we
support.
do.
I did want to say briefly, I know I always rattle on, and that's what the show's about, a little rattling here. We do have comments that came in on the Huntsville, Texas news and events. I wanted to make sure because we don't see those. Matthew Johnson saying good morning. Hville, Russell Humphrey was chiming in. Stacy Lawler saying good morning. And then Kay earlier was saying we're actually in Denver now, picking up Charlotte, Shelby, and Courtney from the airport. We're blessed to have the best. That kind of we're blessed to have the best people in our TPMS family.
Have fun,
Absolutely.
guys. We're jealous.
Have
Yes,
fun.
have fun. It's probably a lot cooler there.
And remember, I'm Wilford Brimley.
You sound like Sling Blade.
Wilford Brimley. Oh, Swing. Oh, you want
Yeah.
some mustard on them tater? Thank you. I'm going to end it on this note. I always have a
Absolutely.
sign off, so here it is. Friends, I want to remind you, we're not strong enough alone to make it on our own. We need to support each other. Provide a word of encouragement. Lend a hand of support. Somebody out there needs you. All right. Get them taters coming up your way. God bless you, Huntsville. Have a great day. Thank you, Denise.
Have a good day,
and
guys.
Thank you. I
Lacy.
loved it.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
We'll see you
Thank
bright
you.
and early tomorrow. Back at it. Justin Killingsworth
Yes.
of the Color Bar will be joining us alongside Pam Oliver with DBA. We'll see you next time. Have a great day, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.